Golf fans, welcome to the first Tap In Fantasy Golf video. My name is Kyle, and I'm the founder of Tap In Fantasy. We have one vision: bring the fractured fantasy golf landscape to one platform. Yes, you heard that right. We call it the 6 pillars of fantasy golf: traditional fantasy, one and done, drafts, tiers, salary-based games, and betting, all in one place. We are currently in the opening phase of development. Everything is still underway. Once we get a solid foundation built, we can't wait to show it off. But for now, it is all about talking golf. Every week, I'll be releasing an article and video highlighting everything you need to be successful for the main slate Draftkings contests. And once we get our platform up and running, we will transition over to our own content from our own website. We want to put you guys first, okay? The community. You tell us what you want out of a fantasy golf platform so we can make it happen. To support us, please check out tapinfantasy.com. Sign up for our newsletter, early beta access rounds. All you need is an email and you are good. Also, be sure to like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any content drops, and follow us on our socials. It will go a long way towards helping us grow and become the industry leader in all things golf. For links to everything you need, just check in the description of this video. Now it's time to talk about the pinnacle of golf, the Masters. All right, every single week, the first thing we are going to be looking at is always going to be the weather. You really do not want to get caught out, taking a golfer in the AM PM split, but that AM PM split has 40-mile-an-hour gusts on Thursday and 25 on Friday. And then the flip side, the PM AM, they're looking at 15, things die down, maybe a little bit of rain scattered in there, so things are softer. And the course is playing from the split 2-3 strokes difference. You really don't want that to happen. Looking at Thursday, I'm not seeing a lot. It looks pretty solid across the board. I really don't think we're going to get winds gusting any more than about 15 miles an hour. The only difference that I'm seeing currently is that these AM guys, all right, going out early, they're going to have a lot lower temperatures. We're talking the 50s and 60s. The ball's not going to be flying as far. All in all, I think it's going to be a little bit tougher. We're talking barely, maybe a fourth of a stroke. Compared to the PM, where they're going to have a lot easier time is these temperatures. We're talking 74 to 76 degrees with similar wind gusts. The ball's going to be flying. I think their biggest holdup is being able to stick the greens if things bake out, but not that big of a difference. Friday, that's where things are going to change. We see right here, we're looking at some AM showers, and then these wind gusts, that'll probably die down, but we're talking 15, possibly 20 miles an hour if things push into the early hours of the round. I think that alone is going to have a slight effect on the golfers in this AM split, whereas the PM, again, we don't have any more rain. Sun comes out. It's going to be around 70 degrees. Wind isn't that much different, but we're going to have softer conditions due to the rain. I think these guys in the PM split for Friday are going to be sticking it. Is it going to touch, a stroke easier? I don't really think so, but I think there will be a difference. This is something, if you're playing Friday Showdown, I definitely look into this. Weekend, there is nothing to look at other than beautiful weather, beautiful golf. Saturday we're looking a little bit lower temperatures. I don't think that's going to have that big of an effect, just because the winds, it's steady across the board. You're not going to get any sort of a split. So if you're playing Saturday Showdown, once some of these golfers have been weeded out to the cut, I really don't think you're seeing much. It's just all about what their strokes gain numbers look like. Sunday, nothing beats this. Barely any wind, beautiful sunny temperatures. This is sublime for a fantastic Masters finish. I really don't see much of a split here at all. There's nothing to look at. Other than this right here, it's going to be 47 degrees in the morning. So if you're playing Showdown, I do think some of these early morning guys are going to have a little bit harder of a time just because of the weather, but it's going to be at the margins. Overall, for the entire week, just based off of this Friday AM rain showers, I'm going to give a slight lean to the Thursday AM, Friday PM group. But we're talking at the margins, so I really don't see this week much of a weather split. So with that, let's move on to ownership projections, modeling, all that fun stuff. All right, now that we have ownership, it is time to do some modeling. I think the first thing that we really need to talk about, Augusta National. This tournament is always going to have some of the strongest course history out of any course. So I am putting 20 for my custom model on just Augusta National straight away. If you do not have the history here, I really can't back you. Then, might as well, while we're down here, I'm going to go ahead and put 10 on hard courses. I think we really need to factor in for some of these guys. They might be playing on these cupcake courses. We look way down here at the, let me see, the Davis Rileys of the world, the Nick Dunlaps, the Joe Highsmiths, even Charles Schwartzel, the live guys. They're not playing on these hard courses, but we really need to value that. Then going up, strokes gain distribution. I really want guys that are going to gain at least 2 strokes. I think it's going to push them up the leaderboard. Seems pretty obvious, but I want these guys that are going to go in and actually be gaining strokes. And then to finish it off, I'm pretty sure I kind of went back and forth. Do I do weighted strokes gained? Do I do regular strokes gained? I ended up deciding on just regular strokes gained because when I was using weighted, it was just pushing all the live guys straight down the board, and I really didn't want that. Might be a hot take, but I do think the live tournaments from a strokes gained perspective is something that needs to be factored in. We still have a lot of good golfers on that tour, and so gaining strokes against the John Rahms, the Brooks Koepkas, the Joaquin Niemann, Sergio Garcias, it's going to be, it should be a factor. So right off the bat, first thing I notice, John Rahm leads my model. Looking at the ownership for the 10K guys, he is going to be one of the lower owned guys. It's just in general, he is probably my pick to win this thing. He's got the pedigree. He's playing great golf. I don't remember the last time he finished outside the top 10. He might have done it once in the last calendar year. He's playing amazing golf. That's not to take away from Rory and Scotty. If you want to play these guys, just go for it. The field's doing it. It's pretty obvious. Rory's probably, this is the best lead-in to any Masters he's ever had. Scotty isn't really playing as great this season. I don't think he has his irons as dialed in, but the putter has kind of turned around. I know last week that was his second highest putting week of his career. So I don't really think you can go wrong with either of those guys, but the big one that I'm going with is John Rahm. That's not to say you should take anything away from Colin Morikawa. He T2 last year here. He's also playing pretty solid golf. Let's just give Colin a deep dive here. So yeah, a 10th at the Players, 2nd at the API, nothing outside the top 20. T3 here last year. Aberg solo too. But his last 3 trips, T3, T10, 5. Even in the 18th is pretty solid. You don't really want that for a guy that's in the 10K range, but he fits the mold. His approach game is spectacular. Granted, he's doing it for accuracy, and I'm really going to be more on driving distance this week. But approach is amazing. Around the green is pretty solid. His putter is really starting to come around. He lost at the Players, but if you look back in 2024 early and then 2023, he's got some rough stretches. And he's finally kind of turning that around. But games across the bag, I really don't think you should take much away from Colin. I think he's a great play this week as well. But just going down the list, looking at some standouts, I think the biggest one for me right here is going to be Will Zalatoris. Just looking at things, what is there not to like? His approach game is great. Around the green could do some work. Tee to green, looking great. He's got the distance. He's got the pedigree here. He plays great at tough courses, these elevated events. He really does show up. It is always going to be the putter for him. Will Zalatoris putt? And I don't see a reason why he can't here. If we were to look, I really don't want to go off of this, but I do want to say that strokes gained putting is one of the lowest correlated statistics for all golf courses when it comes to on the PGA Tour. Obviously, we're not factoring in live courses, but on the PGA Tour, I think it's one of the lowest putting correlation courses. Just all in all, I do think he has the game to do it, and he has shown in the past that when he's contending, he can really, put the pedal to the metal and get going and contend. So I really like him based off the model. This is a big one, and this is probably going to be one of my bigger stands overall, is that I think Sergio Garcia has the game to finally get back out of this mold of missing cuts at the Masters. Let's go ahead and look at Sergio here. Yeah, let's look at this. He won back in 2017. Miscut, miscut, miscut. 23rd in 2022. Really good approach numbers. Fine everywhere else. That's kind of that. And then he's missed the last 2 cuts. However, he's coming off of a 3rd in Miami, which played, honestly, like a championship level course. I mean, it was super tough. Super, super tough. This International Series Macau, 4th. Wasn't good in Singapore, but then won in Hong Kong. I mean, he is playing excellent golf right now. And if we look at the data golf, power rankings, he's actually 19th in the world. So I'm not really even worried about his official world golf ranking. And I know there's a lot of stats out there saying, like, you got to be in the top 25 or top 30 to even have a chance to contend here. I think with Liv, it's just watered those types of stats down massively. So Sergio being there, that's a big outlier. I think everything else is kind of falling into place. Here, this right here, I don't know if I can get down to Ludwig this week. I'm not seeing it in the approach game and around the green. I know he was second here last year, but I don't think I can do it. I really don't. This is super duper inflated too, given he's played here once and just absolutely sun-run the course. Obviously, if it wasn't for Scotty, he's definitely winning this, and he had a couple hiccups down the stretch last year, but he is just... I can't get down to the approach and around the green. You need to have hands here. And coming into this Masters, I just don't think he has the around the green game to really contend again. Not to say he can't in the future and that he'll never win a green jacket. I just don't think right now is the time. I think these other 10K guys, they're really pushing to get this green jacket. Other than that, I'm not seeing a ton. I guess this one right here, Laurie Cantor, he's never played at Augusta, but being 20th in the model, I think is really, really solid. Just looking at the numbers, this approach game is pretty solid. Around the game is pretty solid. I mean, second tee to green in this field, that is saying a whole lot. Sorry, there we go. My backlight turned off. I don't know why. But again, this glaring issue right here. He's never played at Augusta, and trusting guys in their first year. I mean, it's kind of an outlier to get the Ludwig second place. It's going to be really tough. Really, really, really tough to expect him to do a lot. But, I mean, the numbers do back it up, and I'm definitely a data guy. Scrolling back up, I think Cantlay's, in a pretty good spot. Being 13th at 8,700 is pretty good. I mean, just knowing him, he's knowing to watch. Not a big fan of his game, but he just kind of does it across the board. Not the best at around the green. I don't know if he's going to have the hands here. And he really doesn't do well in major championships at all. Let's look at his history here. I mean, this is fine. But, you want more out of him. He clearly does not know how to putt at Augusta. That's clearly not a strong suit. He gains off the tee, which is really good. Gains in the distance categories, which is really solid. And an approach, but I mean, when you're losing this much putting, it's gonna be tough. I will say though, putting is not that big of a correlation this week, so maybe he's one to kind of keep our eye on. Other than that, I guess JJ Spahn. He's what, 6,800? He's another one, definitely up here. Jason Day. Bobby Mack, I'm going to talk a lot about Bobby Mack, not just for this week, but I think in the future. I think he is turning a corner to be one of the best guys on tour. Just looking at it, I mean, look at this 2025. T9, 9th at the Players, 11th at the API. The missed cut at the Genesis, we'll kind of forgive him. Great off the tee, just could not do anything else. Phoenix T6, Hero Dubai is the 17th. Actually, it's okay. Just overall, he's got really good form leading into this one. Has some good finishes at really strong fields. And then this right here, he plays very, very well. And his game translates very, very well to Augusta. I mean, when you are gaining across the bag in almost every category, and a T23 and a T12 in your two starts, I mean, I think that is very, very strong. Just in general, I mean, let's look at, can we just look at the majors? Like, how does he play in majors in general? See, that really does say something. The Masters are two of his best. The Masters and the Open seems pretty clear. Last year, the T8 PGA. So he's got some strong finishes. I don't see why he can't. And then lefties, it's Augusta's built for lefties. So I think that's also another big playing point. Minwoo coming off of wins, pretty solid. I can never get down to Hatton. This man hates the course, terrible form. Honestly, how is he? What is going on with him? Why is Hatton that high when he has like no good finishes on live? He's been terrible. 33rd, 19th, 20th, and 23rd in like 50-man fields is just atrocious. I mean, again, the approach numbers are fine. And in January and February, I mean, we're 2 months removed, a win in T6, but he's not showing it right now. Can't really get it going off the tee. Losing on its accuracy, that's his problem. Which won't be that bad. He does not like. He's come out and said, I think numerous times, that he just does not like Augusta. So anyway, let me get rid of this for future reference. I mean, he was T9 here last year, but nothing really outside of that. All right, next big thing. Let's move on from the model. Let's just look at pure ownership. When you are playing daily fantasy, for golf especially, I think the biggest thing you need to factor in is ownership. Where can you make pivots? Where's the leverage? Maybe where are some spots that you do need to attack the high owned options? But just starting off, let's just sort by salary and just work our way down. So obviously the 10K range, all the way up to 12.4 with Scotty. We're looking at Rory and Scotty seeing roughly similar ownerships. I think come lock, Rory is probably going to be in the 30 to 35 range. Scotty's going to be a little bit lower. It's just really tough to get up to Scotty and then still get any guys in the 9s. You're really dipping into the 8s. I mean, you can, but then how many of these guys do you really trust to contend and get enough points to make up for Scotty possibly putting up a giant number or getting the win? It's just, I don't know if I can get there. I'd much rather go to Rory at a $1,300 discount, even at similar ownership, or if not higher ownership. If there's a chance that he is going to get all 4 of the majors and finally get this Masters, this green jacket that has been evading him for years, this is going to be the year. I mean, he is just coming in elite form. What is it, multiple wins this season? Yes, he won at the Players, won at Pebble, T5, everything else is a T20 or better. And he does have the history here. Granted, the 2 missed cuts in 2023 and 2021, it's tough to forgive him for those, but he's got a 2nd, 5th, 7th, 4th, 10th. I think just with this form, I don't think he's ever come in better form. So if I'm picking a guy up here that's high owned, I'm probably going to Rory. If you're playing cash games, I don't know if I can get to Scotty at the price because the ownership down low isn't going to be as high. I'd probably start off with Rory. I know this seems like the perfect pivot spot for Ludwig, but just for me, he is not modeling well. Like I said, the approach game in there around the green game is just not there. I'm fine with Colin. 24 is a little steep, and he really just has the Sunday scaries. He cannot finish to save his life. Even last year, could not finish. I really think if there was a guy that was going to give Scotty a run for his money, it was going to be Colin. He kind of collapsed. But genuinely, the 10K range, if I want a leverage spot, it's going to be Rom. I mean, he's the fourth highest owned guy. I think he will peak at around 20%. I think 18.75 is a little low. But if I'm going to a guy, I mean, it's just he's playing great, and we talked about it earlier. He everything he's gaining across the back. Look at Rom again. I mean, you cannot miss this. Like, I could not see him just absolutely collapsing after a second, sixth, fifth, and ninth going into this one, especially with the win. I know it's kind of surrounded by a T45 and a T27. Last year was real weird. I'm pretty confident. Let me just look. He was terrible on Friday. That Friday round was just brutal when it came to the wins. Where was JT? What did he shoot? It was so bad. Where are you, Justin? Yeah, 79. It was. I kind of felt bad for the guy. He had it clear and just melted down. But anyway, love Rom. The 9K range is really, really tough for me. I think all these guys look at the margins the exact same. I mean, you've got Bryson, who was peaking the 9K range at 14%, and the lowest guy is like 8. That just turns into a who do you like the most? For me, I'm probably going to go with JT. He models the best for me. The approach game is fantastic. Tee to green, it's definitely there. He's got the distance. I don't want to say he has the pedigree here, just because, again, I talked about him, and he completely collapsed last year. But that was just more a product of the course itself. Back-to-back missed cuts here, but T8, T21 fourth. I mean, he can do it around here. It's just, can he putt? That's always what it's going to be. I think in general, people will get scared off of the fact that he just can't pull through. And he definitely gets the yips at times. So I think 9,600, ownership's lower than kind of expected. I would definitely like to get some JT. I also really am interested in Xander. I think 12% is high. I think people still think that he's, battling this rib injury. But his last tournament, he led the field in approach. I really do think 12% and this price tag is kind of criminal when all of last year he is just under Scotty. And even above Rory. I think that this is a clear misprice. It'll just be interesting to see what the field does with it. He's not going to model well, or fairly well, just because this around the green game is terrible in comparison to the field. But I really think if he can get himself into contention, just given the fact that he won 2 majors last year, that he can contend. The rest of this group, I mean, Brooks is a major killer, but he's just not looking good this year. I think Hideki's played a little bit too much. Neiman's got the 2 wins on Liv. I haven't really looked at Neiman much. Let's give him a look. Yeah, outside he's got the 2 wins at Singapore and Adelaide, and he kind of crushed it in both of those. But then the other ones, like a T33 last week, is just terrible. Granted, very tough course, but just really not that good. He's doing it distance-wise. I think that'll be the big kicker. He makes the cut here at Augusta, but doesn't really do much with it. Maybe this is his time to shine. I don't know. But I mean, I'm fine with Neiman. I don't know if I'm fine with him at this price. Or not price, ownership. I think I would rather go to Brooks, just on the pedigree. And then if we are looking towards it, I can't get to Vic. I think the 1 win was just an absolute outlier. He's still playing like crap, or has been playing like crap. Other than that, Tommy, this guy can't win. I don't know if I want to pay 9,100 for a guy that genuinely can't win, when I truly think, just looking at the screen, I think Lowry can win. I think Spieth can win with his pedigree around here. Even Hovland. I mean, we're a year and a half removed from him being one of the best players in the world. Neiman has been winning. Brooks has kind of lost it, but he's a major killer. Hideki's won here. Even JT, I think we've got a higher win probability from JT than we do at Fleetwood, so I don't know if I can get there. The 8K range, again, we start off with some of the top name golfers. I think Shane Lowry, Cantlay, Hatton, and then this is kind of where you draw a line. I know Minwoo and Henley playing great golf, but I really want to kind of draw a line, if anything, at Cantlay. Cantlay models really well for me. So does Lowry, actually. They both model really well. Let's see. Lowry's not long off tee. If he was like approaching 300 yards, I mean, he'd probably model even better because his numbers are sublime. Let me see this. I've been seeing his name all over Twitter too. I think he fits one of the molds of like if you were going to like 13 out of the last 15 winners at XYZ, and I'm not big into those. But I mean, look at these. TA T27, a second at Pebble. Genesis was tough, but when you've got a second at Pebble, 7th at the API, top 20 at the Players, those are strong elevated events. And he has, I mean, a T3 at the Masters. Before he's made the cut each of the last 5 years, hasn't really been able to putt or wasn't able to putt last year. But I mean, I don't see any reason at this price tag he's not a good option. Cantlay, I just don't know if he's ready for a major, even though, or at least this major. Give me a minute. I know we looked at him earlier. Let's look at it again. I mean, yeah, I don't know. He's very volatile. Very volatile. You know you're going to get good approach numbers, but you don't know if the putter's going to show up. Around the green might not show up. Off the tee kind of flip-flops around. And it's just I'm not seeing enough. I'm really not seeing enough out of him from the majors. I know, which one was it? It was the U.S. Open last year, yeah. Yeah, I know the U.S. Open last year kind of piqued our interest, but I don't know if I can go there. I'm not a big Cantlay guy either. If you play him, fine. I just don't know at what 14%, 15% ownership if I want to go there. Henley's very interesting, super consistent. I'm shocked he doesn't model as well. It's definitely driving distance. Driving distance bringing these guys down big time. He also doesn't. He's just consistent. He's very steady. Gaining 2 strokes on the field. He's not really doing it all that much. But I'd imagine if I were to change it to 1 stroke, he's probably doing it like 90% of the time. Overall, I think his biggest thing, he's got good hands. Let's give ourselves a Russell Henley look here. I know we did really well last year in some of the majors. Yeah, 1 at the API, 6 the Cognizant. I mean, that was the pure form win. Like, we should have seen it coming. Yeah, T4 at the Masters last year. He was never really in it, but this is just insane. He has gained, since 2021, he has gained across the bag in almost every single category in all the majors. Yeah, I'm all for Russell Henley, even at 17% ownership. Same with Willie Z. I know I talked about it earlier. This guy's just a big game hunter. If he could putt, he'd be great. The guy that's going to get overlooked just because we've got Henley and Zalatoris above him is going to be Cam Smith. Now, has not really been playing all that well on LIV, but we got a T9 last week, and again, I've said it a couple times. Miami, it was playing like a championship level course. I mean, it was insanely tough. And he's always going to putt well. He's always going to do amazing around the greens. Can he get off the tee, and how is his approach going to shape up? That's always going to be the kicker. And he's got great history here at the Masters. I mean, 6th, 3rd, 10th, 2nd, 5th. Definitely a dark horse guy that I think will come in lower owned than expected. So I'm all for Cam Smith. And I don't think he doesn't model all the best, but still. Can't get down to Akshay, even at the ownership. I mean, that's really interesting. But I can't take a guy that's coming off a missed cut. Bobby Mack, again, we talked about him earlier. 12% just seems low. I would have really thought for being this cheap, his history here, and the way he fits this course, like lefties rule here, I really thought that he would be a little bit higher owned, and he probably will come in higher owned. So, big fan of Bobby Mack. Looking at the 7K range, this is where I really think you're going to be making your money. Everybody from, again, like Can't Lay Up, people are going to take their stands, and I think all these guys are going to be putting up points. It is the 7K range where you're going to differentiate yourself. Which one of these guys is going to backdoor a top 5? And clearly the field thinks it's going to be Corey Connors or Sepp Straka, which I think I'm fine with both of them. The big thing is if they're going to be the highest owned guys, again, I'm a big model guy. They aren't even close to being the best model like guys in this range. Jason Day is really having himself a good year. I haven't really talked or looked much at Day, but let's just take a look. Again, 8th the API. He's putting it well. The Amex a T3, even though he putted terribly, he just crushed everywhere else. Pebble a T13. He's got some, not most recently, but he's got some good history around here. 2nd, 3rd, 5th, couple top 10s, top 20s. I don't see any reason why he should be. What does this say? What is his ownership? Like 8%. It should definitely be higher than that. Way higher than that. If anything, I think he should be up with Connors in the 12 to 14 range. Again, being a model darling, I'm all for Jason Day. I think this is a really good price tag too. Just going down the list. Again, Connors is fine. I don't like Tony Finau. Every time I play this guy, he sucks. Same with Wyndham Clark. Saha's completely out of form. Sepp has kind of regressed slightly. Let's go ahead and let's look at him. I'm going to use the Golfer Profile tool. Again, I will vouch for Rick Rungood every day of the week. Puts out an amazing product. Yeah, we're coming back to earth a little bit, not in the approach category, but off the tee, 2 of his last 3, he's kind of regressed a little bit. But the tee to green is still fantastic. I mean, I think I'm all for Sepp, but that ownership is real tough to get behind. DJ sucks now. Tom Kim is literally can't do anything right now other than, what is it? His approach game is fantastic. Can't do anything else. Yeah, like, granted, Valero missed the cut. Yeah, same thing as Akshay. I don't know if I can take a guy that just missed the cut the week prior. Even at this price, like, just not going to get to it. Sandberg sucks now. Matt Fitzpatrick sucks now. Okay, Patrick Reed. We got to have our yearly Patrick Reed talk. I mean, this guy is a top 20 machine here. He loves this place. And again, 2nd and a T7 coming in. T10 at Hong Kong. Just overall playing pretty solid golf. Let's look at his Masters history. Yeah, look at this. In his last... Come on, laptop. There we go. In his last 5 trips, T10, T8, T4, T12. Was terrible off the tee in 2 of those. Did fine everywhere else except for around, well, that's the T30 or the 35th. Win back in 2018. What did the ownership say right here? 11%. Oh, that's steep. That's a little steep. I'm fine with Patrick Reed. Don't love it. Don't hate it. But he's coming in good form, and he likes this place, so why not? Sung Jae, it's a good price tag, low ownership, but he's just playing just garbage golf, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but no. You're not going to find your form here. No chance. No chance you find your form here. Rose and Scott always have my interest. Justin Rose, he is very polarizing in the sense that, like, he either finishes, like, it seems like top 20 or he misses the cut. Yeah, like this year, he's got a 3rd at Pebble, then a cut at the Genesis, then a T8 at API, misses the cut of the Players, then honestly underperforms at Valero. I know he made the cut, but around the green it was just terrible. Especially when you've got to be decent around the green here. It's kind of concerning that he's even at the Players around the green, and then 2 just abysmal around the green performances coming in. That's a little scary, but I think his history here is something definitely to take a look at. Again, same idea. He either misses the cut or it's a top 20 borderline. Again, cut, T16, cut, 7th, 23rd, cut. And then this slew back when he was playing just amazing golf. Back in his heyday, we will say. But let's be real. He has 1, 2, 3 missed cuts in his entire career. We can load more. I don't know. No more. Yeah, I don't see him completely falling apart. 7% ownership when everybody else, or there are others that are like 2 and 3, is interesting. But I'm fine with him. Adam Scott's the same thing. I always want to say they are they do the exact same things. They're fine, but the around the green being really shaky is tough to get behind. Just a volatile golfer. He makes like every cut at the Masters. Has he ever missed the cut? No. Holy cow. This man has missed 1 cut and none since 2005. 20 years. Throw him in the make the cut parlay all day. I can't get down to Berger at 8%, which is crazy that what I'm about to say, that this is my stand. I am going to be playing Sergio Garcia in almost every lineup. This guy is just coming in elite form. We talked about it earlier. I can't get past what he's doing right now. 3rd, 4th win. Singapore wasn't the best. He wants to make the Ryder Cup team. It's so blatantly obvious, and he's pushing. He is pushing, and he's got some very shoddy history here. It's interesting to see that, like, how do you have a win at Augusta, then go cut, 23rd. Granted, only reason the approach game was phenomenal. Cut. I mean, honestly, if he shoots 3 strokes, he gains 3 strokes, he's probably missing the cut. So, that's scary. But law of averages says he's making the cut, especially with the form he's coming in. And that price tag is just way too cheap for a guy that's playing this well. I know it's live, but he's playing incredible golf. Mav McNeely, this guy, every time I play him, I'll tell you, like, I can show you the weeks. There we go. The weeks I've played him. The Players, the API, Pebble, and the Farmers. The weeks I have not, Phoenix, T9, Genesis, 2nd. Again, Houston, I did play him a little bit. Or I didn't play. That's not going to be much. And then I did not play him last week, and he gets a T3. This guy drives me nuts. Has he played at the Masters? Nope. I don't know if I'm getting there. I really would rather go to almost any of these guys. Like, when you've got Sergio, played here a million times, Scott Rose, played here a ton. Even some, well, actually, one of the guys below you, Phil's, played here a million times. I just don't know if I'm going to get there. But Keegan Bradley, this one is interesting. I understand the ownership. I mean, he's playing pretty solid golf, great off the tee, great approach. I'm honestly surprised some of these finishes aren't better. Like, he's really got to be duffing some things. Well, to be fair, it is a 5th, 15th, 6th, 5th, 20th. I mean, it's solid. I think I can get down to that. What's his Masters history look like? And he makes a cut. At 7K, fine. Sign me up. I like it. Oh no. What'd I do? I did nothing. Never mind. Alright, and then I can't get down to Camion. Can't get down to Davis Thompson. The 6K range is really shoddy. I'm fine with Spawn, even at this ownership. Looking at things before doing this video, I really saw where the ownership was going and why. Spawn's playing some really, really good golf. I know he lost in the playoff to Rory. He is coming off a cut, which I've been saying for a lot of these guys. Like, don't take them if they missed the cut the week prior. But he gained 4 in approach. He really struggled off the tee. Really struggled around the green. But you look back at everything else. I mean, he's crushing it. The approach. You're gaining pretty much more than 4 strokes with your irons week in and week out. I mean, that's amazing, especially at this price tag. I really like JJ Spawn. Another darling for me, just because I'm such a big Pat Mayo fan, is going to be Michael Kim. I think he's playing great golf. He's cooled off a lot since this stretch right here, the second, 13, 13, 6, and 4th. But the approach numbers are holding up. It's just we're regressing off the tee, around the greens, coming back down to earth. I mean, when we're talking 4, 2, 4, or 3.5, 2, 2, it's coming back to earth, and his putter hasn't been as great. But I mean, we still have got solid finishes. T32 at Houston's fine. At least he made the cut, like some of these guys have been talking about. But no, if you're playing this well, and it like with your irons, I really just don't see a path to you doing like terribly. At 6,700, you really can't go wrong. Pender's is a guy that I really think should model better. He's terrible around the greens. That's the problem. I mean, this is the big thing. Michael Kim, going back to him, 10th tee to green, 8th around the greens, 18th approach. Like, that is exactly what we're looking for. I don't care about his Augusta National history. He's a completely different golfer now. Same with the hard golf courses and the strokes game 2+. I think he really could put up a solid performance this week with how he's playing. Other than that, if I remember correctly, like Laurie Cantor models well. He's never played here. Again, 16th on approach, 2nd tee to green, which is incredible for this field. Drives the ball a mile. I think he's fine. Just looking at my model. Denny? Denny's ownership's really high, though. I don't know if I want a 6,500, almost 10% Denny. Same with Hoagie. Like, I think this ownership is on the basis. What did he finish last week? 3rd? 2nd? One of those? Oh, that's what it is. He's coming off a T5 and a T3 the players. Like, I don't know if you're going to be able to emulate in this type of field. I mean, Valera's a whole different field, but he gained 9 strokes on approach, and that is kind of an outlier. Actually, in all accounts, that is a complete and utter outlier. I mean, he's pretty solid on approach, but like, I don't think he's doing that again at this field, at this venue. Has he played here? Cut in the 39th. I mean, his approach number, I can't do it. I cannot do it at that ownership. Other than that, Nick Taylor's got win equity. I say that now, he's probably going to go out and win. Jaeger's solid. Kevin, why do you model so well? 12th on approach and 11th tee to green. If you do this weighted, he plummets down. He has to. Never played here. Kevin Hughes worth a shout. I think the number's pretty solid. 3% ownership. That's not bad. Other than that, I don't think I'm getting anyone. Didn't Charles Schwartzel finish like really solid last week? Don't blow up laptop. Oh yeah, 2nd. It's got some history here. Maybe Charles Schwartzel. I think I'm fine with Schwartzel. So if we're looking at, and I'm not getting to any one of these guys. If we're looking at the 6K range, I really think Schwartzel if you're really dumpster diving. Kevin Yu and Jaeger are okay. Again, I didn't really look at Jaeger, but he's got pretty solid in these categories, which is what I'm looking for, and he drives at a good distance. They're pretty solid. I'm not going to get down to Hoagie. I actually do think Nick Taylor's interesting, but he's regressed big time. And then I'm going up. I'll give a shout to Cantor, shout to Michael Kim, but that's about it. Well, how did I pass him? Good old Phil. I know he's playing better, and I know, a 6th, a 3rd, an 8th. Well, it's a team event. And he's got the history. I mean, 2 years ago at T2. I think he's a lot. Great to make the cut edition. Because he's probably going to be way down there. I think Phil's fine too. But I don't know. What is Phil's ownership? What did that say? 7% now. I am not getting down to 7% Phil. A lot of these guys, the big thing with a lot of these guys is they're priced this low. Like, they're good golfers. I mean, Brian Harman's coming off a win. I don't think his game fits here at all. Like, has he ever made the cut here? I'm pretty sure he's absolutely atrocious at Augusta. I don't care. See, he's coming in with a 1st. But cut. The 12th is fine. In 2021. Cut. No. Not going to get there. lot of these guys are really solid, but just they have not played here that often or at all. Their game is extremely volatile. I'd much rather go to some of these lower 7K guys in, again, Scott, Rose, Sergio, Keegan, even in the mids like Jason Day. I think that's definitely a dark horse look. I think I'd much rather go to those guys. So let's go ahead and look and transition to some bets. This is one of my... I live in North Carolina. We have not had betting for about a year, and it's been a while since I've been this excited to dive into the bets. All right, let's go. Why did it go back to MLB? And I just clicked the Masters. Still MLB. All right, here we go. I'm not one to do top 10, top 5s, winner bets. I don't really feel like getting outed when we see a Scotty Rahm, let's say Bryson, top 5, and any of these guys, even if it's long numbers, actually just get thrown out the window. I'm a big matchup guy. I actually had some. While I'm looking through some of these, definitely another time. Please go check out the website. Sign up for the early signups. Get into the beta. Get into our newsletter. Check out the articles. Just everything you can to push Tap In as much as you can. We really want to see this grow. We are in our, again, like phase 1 of things. Like development is still going on. We still have some work on the website we're doing, but we will have content every single day. Why did I say every single day? Every single week on Tuesdays, just kind of recapping and the previous week as well as diving into the current week. But no better time to start than the Masters. All right, looking at some of these numbers, I think this is a great round one. Jason Day. I'm going to start clicking on these. Let's get a slip going. I think Zalatoris, definitely a big. I was already saying, is this overall? Oh, no, it's round 1. Cool. Overall, I was saying Cam Smith. I think he's got it here. That could be interesting. I'm not going to click it, though. I don't trust it enough. Don't trust that one enough. Don't trust either of those guys. Bobby Mack over Spieth. I'm just going to be a Bobby Mack stan this week, clearly. Nope. No. JT shows up in the first round, so I can't really do that. I hate Tony Finau. Give me Keegan all day. No. Can't do it. Sergio minus 140 all day. DJ sucks now. DJ's absolutely terrible. Honestly, I like this number because Sanjay is just not playing good golf. I would take the burger. Why not? Nope. Nope. Actually, just on first round merit, I don't hate Wyndham Clark. I gotta sneeze. Sorry, guys. And no, not getting down to that. So if I'm looking at matchups, these 8, obviously please don't parlay something like this. It sounds really dumb. I think these 8 for their round 1s look really solid. In my article, the ones that I have written up, number 1, we are looking at the nationalities prop and Englishman. I just think this number is too big of a stretch. I think Justin Rose plus 550, if we are really breaking this down. Tommy Fleetwood literally can't win anything. Terrell Hatton is in terrible form and just overall does not like Augusta. Aaron Rai never played here before. Matt Fitzpatrick is a shell of himself, and I'm not going to trust Laurie Cantor or Danny Willett's not doing it again. So I think this is really a 2-horse or 3-horse race between Rose, Fleetwood, and Hatton. For the most part, though, I think it's Rose versus Fleetwood. We looked at it earlier. I think Fleetwood has a chance at beating him. But if there's a guy that I'm going to say of this grouping who's going to go out and win or have a chance at winning, I genuinely think Justin Rose has higher win equity. And looking at his Masters history, I get Fleetwood had a top 5 last year, but Rose has multiple top 10s. granted, very volatile, but I really just think this number should be like plus 400 with how he's playing in some of the elevated events this year. The second one, I gotta go find matchups again. I think it was matchups, 3-ball, and it is going back to it. It wasn't too much. This right here, Cam Smith over Aaron Rai. Cam Smith again loves Augusta. Aaron Rai has never played here. I just think you're gonna get the yips walking up to that first tee, compared to a guy that has great history here. Looking at things, I think it was what did I have in the write-up? He's been under par. Cam Smith has in the opening round in 4 out of the last 5 Masters. Let's see that keep rolling. And I don't really care for Aaron Rai this week. I'm almost always this looks like it should be a minus like 150, 160. And then the last big one that I had was all the way down round props, and we need to go find Bobby McIntyre. Robert McIntyre. This right here, I think plus 110. I think it should be flipped. I think it should be, well, not surprising. I think it should be minus 145 for the under, 71.5 strokes. He's got, again, the 2 top 25s here, and in none of those did he open with a score under par. I think this year, looking at the weather, it's fine enough that there will be some scoring. He models extremely well. He fits this golf course like to a T. I just think all in all, this is going to be, we're not going to get 3 years in a row where he's shooting over par to start. I think he goes under par, which is exactly what this is going, and plus 110, you're getting plus money on it. I think that's a great bet. All right, I think that does it for us. I really hope everybody has a fantastic week. Again, I can't remember if I cut it out of the edit. I'm actually going to be there for the Friday round. If you're watching this video and you see me, probably going to be wearing a peach shirt, collared shirt. Come and say hey. Show the support. Can't wait to meet a lot of you guys in the community. And then I'm just going to go ahead and check out the website one last time. Where are you? Let's just go. I thought I had it open. Just checking things out. Again, we really are striving to put the community first. You guys tell us what you want, and we're going to build it, but we want to bring all 6 pillars of fantasy golf to one platform. All right, we want to have traditional fantasy drafts, one and done, salary-based games, tiers, matchup and betting eventually. I know the legal side of things is going to be tough. We want to bring that all to one platform. I bet golf fans, especially us as a group, we are tired of going to 6 different websites, all for these different things. And honestly, I don't think the market is all that great. I think we can put together a much better product across the board. But if we are looking at why tap in, some of the things that we want to focus on in our first year is we want to have a strong rewards program. The more you play, the more you're going to get back. We really want to reward the users that are playing on our platform. We definitely plan to have some free roll draft contests, thousands of dollars up for grabs every week. Again, we're starting in 2026, so we got some time, but we're going to have a lot of money up for grabs every week. We really want to have the lowest rake. We're capping things at 12%, if not 10 and lower. But that is more going to be for our draft product, and then once we get the salary-based games and tiers, that'll be for that as well. What's going to be more the one and done and our traditional fantasy is this endless customization. We really want you guys to have as many options as you want, but also if you want to do just a default plain Jane league, you guys can do that, and we want to make sure that it is easy, understandable, having a great user interface so anybody can play. Don't really need, I think every website has this at this point, but we want to have tutorial videos just for everything. Great support staff, and again, we value you guys. We really want you guys to be a part of this, and you guys help us grow so that we can give you the best product. MVP, now we're getting into some investor relations type stuff, but our MVP, we're going to have traditional fantasy one and done drafts, premium modeling as well to start off. But the big thing we really want to see from you guys, and I probably should push this up a little bit higher, please sign up for the beta. Get the newsletter. It's going to have all of our updates. Anytime we have a weekly video article that drops, anything new, please fill this out. Honestly, all you need really is an email. I know we have a date and address, but the address is purely for the fact that once we do drafts, like certain states are not going to be available. That'll be part of the newsletter once we get our live states. We'll drop all that for you guys. And then obviously you got to be of age to be playing. And then follow us on our socials. That's gonna go the furthest towards helping us grow and building the brand. And that is it. Thank you guys for watching our first ever video. We can't wait to share all that we have going on behind the scenes. But again, in the meantime, be sure to like this video, subscribe, follow us on our socials, and sign up for the newsletter. I cannot wait to see what Augusta has in store for us this week, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.